Monday, 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 Monday again. Monday, 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 Monday. Today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Monday. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Well rested. Dealer here with the Crazy Picker Life Monday edition. Well, when I hit Thursday of last week and I did some sorting Thursday night, Friday I recorded, a pretty good video talking about attitude and some other things in the business. That video was not hard for me to do. However, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was just burnt out. I needed to step back a bit. Now, when I step back, it's not like I just lay around and do nothing. What I tend to do, though, is I tend to do the necessary stuff. I tend to look around, what can I do to kind of get caught up and lessen the load when I do start up again, which typically is the next day. So Friday I started to do some of that, and when I got to the next day, Saturday, boy, that day was even worse. I needed a mental break, and certainly physical, figures right in there. And so again, Saturday I did a lot of things, both physically, clean up stuff, move stuff around, and paperwork and planning, problem solving, all that stuff, tidy up your desk. Sunday was a rest day for the most part, had some free time to go out and do some things with the family and just veg a little. Had a nice dinner with everybody, and I feel good today. I feel focused, recalibrated a little bit. Most of my nagging things I resolved over the weekend, and so when I hit Monday I didn't have a lot of nagging problems waiting. I did have to do some follow-up stuff just to, do the actual busy work to get the problem sorted out. But most of the thinking and the planning, those were all done. I just had to go through and do some of the prep, final, whatever. So why do I talk about all this? Well, I don't know. I do see some people in their businesses, and not necessarily like I can look through this camera and see your business and see what's wrong with your business. But look, I pay attention around town. For one, I will watch people drag themselves to the post office when I go down there, or when I'm at restaurants, I watch them come in. A lot of them just look like they've been, beat over the head with a telephone book all weekend or something. There are people in this town that work 2 or 3 jobs. And out here in the northwest Kansas area, that is the way it goes for a lot of people. They have nice cars, they have nice houses, they have busy lives with their families and other events, but they're working 2 or 3 jobs. That may be like it is everywhere, I don't know. A lot of people farm out here full-time or part-time. Some people farm out here full-time plus. In the off-season, they're doing something else, another job. Their spouses a lot of times are working 1 or 2 jobs, fill-in jobs. There are just some people, even professional people, that don't have enough work in their profession, and so they're doing something else. I see those people running to and fro. A lot of them have trucks or vans or cars that have their business on the side. And it's interesting. I actually see some people who have 2 cars with 2 different messages because they have 2 businesses, So my recommendation, practical, is to pick a day of the week. I like to pick Sunday, take that day off business. Now, some people won't do that. Some people, it's not practical, I understand. For some people, it'd be a big shift. I think it would be worth it. Now, as a secondary possibility, and I know some people that do this, our thrift store is closed on Mondays. Some other businesses that I frequent are closed some days of the week. I also know, though, that a lot of times those people are in their facility somewhere doing work, okay? They're close to the public, they're doing work. You got to take a day off. You got to take a day off. You need a reset. And whenever I take two days off, and I didn't take 2 days off, but I hardly ever take 2 days off. So follow this advice. Sometimes take 2 days off. I did low work Friday for what I'm used to, and I did low work on Saturday from what I'm used to, and Sunday I did very little. So I take that as 2 days. I feel good after that. Good enough to hit the ground running hard enough on Monday where I'm going to get that time back. I'll be more efficient. I'll cut through the mustard. I'll get to the bottom of it. I'll take on that extra thing. I'll take care of that thing that's been hanging there that I've been avoiding. I'll work early, I'll work late. It doesn't matter. I'm charged for it. It's worth it. It's worth it. So if you're not doing that, or you haven't taken a day off in a while, you need to examine what level of burnt out you might be. You might not even be recognizing it, but I bet you are if it's you. Okay. Enough of the speech, right? All right, what else is going on? Well, we got a lot of orders in. Saturday, I was packing orders early to get them out Saturday. On Saturday, typically I give Banana Peeler his break. So he works pretty hard for me Monday through Friday mornings. Typically, whatever orders are left Monday through Friday mornings, he'll pack. That can be anywhere from 6 or 7 on a real low end to today. I believe he's got 26 here, and I'll show you those in a minute. And Saturdays I give him off. So Saturday morning I was packing orders, and then I saw what was happening, because as soon as I got home Saturday, the orders kept rolling in. You can tell, sometimes you can tell there's a pace. And I got excited because a couple big ones came in, and so I packaged those, okay? There's 1 down there, and 7 there. No, 7 total. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 total on Saturday. Those all came in after the bell in the afternoon, and I decided to take care of those to take the potential heat off Monday morning. I felt there might be heat. I felt we're getting momentum. I knew what could be coming, and I know how big my table is, and I know what kind of time we have Monday morning and what kind of energy everybody has that contributes. And so I did that, and that was about all I did on Saturday, other than, like I said, 4 to 5 for Monday. Take care of some problems, clean the desk, look around, think some things out, form some strategies, plan some trips. I did plenty. I mean, any regular person, and I'm not saying you're regular, because you're probably not regular. You're watching this, you're trying to get better, you're probably working 100 miles an hour sometimes too hard. Some of you are, got better businesses than I do. I understand all of that, but your average person, the day I had Saturday probably was a regular day for them. And if they had my big day like today, average person, I don't know. I think the average person might not like that. I'm not sure I like it. It goes by pretty quick, so it's painless, right? Ask me later. Okay, so there were 7. Banana Peeler said he'd be in the... I said, you want to be in the video this morning? He said, I don't care. Oh, boy. Whatever. So, 27 orders. All kinds of goodies here. 27 orders there. That banana peeler will do. And then I've got a bunch up here. There's a couple belt buckles in there. There's some camera stuff. I think there's 7 more right now up there. So what's that? 34 plus 7, 41 so far. And it's pretty early. We're at 9:30 a.m. So, and there's there's some good ones here. Who would think that there's a couple lens pieces in there for Rolleiflex, and who would think that that would go for $512.99? So there are some good ones in there. There's a couple other over $100 ones. Average order size here from top to bottom probably fits our typical $40 to $50 range. I think that's our average item. If you take everything across the board, it's right somewhere between 40 and 50. If I had to pin it down and guess, it's probably on the low side of 40. It's probably 43 or 44 right now. If I take like last month's or maybe year-to-date data. I'm developing better data on that. I'm trying to study that data so that I can make good decisions, good plans for the future, pay everybody. That's important. Pay everybody involved, and pay all the bills, and save a bunch of money for the new stuff that we're gonna do, right? So planning. All right, rest of the day, a run is coming up. School is in session. Homeschool's in session. Today's a big day for that. Get the week launched. Put the dishes in the dishwasher. You know, all the things that are normal around here that I don't show. Are we gonna have some fun today? Yeah, we always have fun. Somehow I have time to joke and talk and listen with all my children. I make that a habit. Read some books with them, younger ones. Talk to Lon, listen to Lon, sit outside with her a little bit maybe. You name it, right? Uh-oh. And it's banana peelers in the house. What do you think?
A lot.
Yeah. Gonna be able to do all those?
Yep.
Wow, didn't even hesitate. Before running?
Maybe.
Yeah, well, we don't have to do that, but okay, anything else going on?
Nope.
Everything's good? Summer's good?
Yep.
Man, a few words. All right. Well, I'm finishing up here. I'll get out of your way. Okay, the big project this week, continuing, the big project this week is the sorting. And the sorting is happening. I don't remember what that is. I think that's to be sorted. The sorting is happening. I still have too many totes here to fill. A lot of these are going to sit here until I come up with categories, and these totes under there are filled. So if you were watching the video when I started my sort last week, that will continue. Bought this over the weekend. Nothing too exciting. I just like to show things, even though I'm only trickling things in right now. Sony Walkman headphones. These are from about the year 2002. Sealed in there. It's not a player, it's just the headphones. Bought them for $2 from some kind of person that was liquidating an estate, and then listed those on Amazon. At the lowest price for a new packaged one was $28.99, free shipping.
Snacky.
There he is, Wheeler driving. Since Wheeler's driving, there goes Wheeler going to the bank. And then there's Dealer and Crew going running, but now we are all in standby mode. Standby mode.
The van payment.
And then the exciting conclusion of this story. Wheeler's back. We can go running now.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 totes and some singles and an envelope. And we've got Samuel and another bunch that I forgot to scan. Whew, and surprise, surprise, we're running a little late. Well, the ones in the back, that's 39 orders, plus the envelope is an order. I guess that would be 40. And then turns out I had 8 from Saturday that I packed on Saturday, and I thought I did, but I guess I either threw the sheet away or it got thrown away, and I didn't scan those. So 48 going out. That's a pretty good day. We had six new orders come out right around 2 o'clock this afternoon on Monday, and we got 5 out of the 6 found and packed and out. Banana Peeler and I did. And that is the beginning of crazy momentum. I like it. And while we were in there, another order. Yeehaw! We're rolling. Busy in there today. Okay, so I'm not quite 100% sure what to attribute our super busyness to. I had some sales that ran out on Saturday midday, and then I relisted everything. It was about, I don't know, 22 or 2,300 items on the camera channel, and I used to do 10-day listings and then relist and knock everything down 5%, and then now I'm listing everything 30 days and then knocking it down 5%. The other small change that I did is items under $20 I didn't knock down. I didn't want to, cut into the free shipping too much. If you have a $10 item and it's free shipping and you keep knocking it down 5% every 10 days, it gets to be below 0 at some point before that right person comes along. Maybe they'll never come along. So I've turned that back on where I just mark everything down, and surprisingly, not a lot of our orders were $20 or under items. So not much was on sale all weekend. Even with that, the orders are coming fairly steady. So good news for momentum in our office. Hope yours is going as well, or maybe you'll keep at it and get the same momentum within your business sphere. Okay, back at it, back at school. Go to school. Okay, 83,831. Just want to flash that up there. We're approaching $100,000 listed.
Yeah.
And there's Wheeler. Now I was thinking, Wheeler, why the heck are we selling so much this weekend? I wasn't really even running anything on sale. We did stop and start a big wad of items.
Yep.
I had a big relist where I discounted stuff. But you know what? I'm going to give you credit where credit is due.
It's the momentum.
Well, 50 items listed on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You put in a 50 on a Saturday.
Yep.
That's big listing, and those were good items to get people in the door.
Mm-hmm.
I think it improved our ranking on all our items. I think it got people in the door.
Yeah, I did notice. I think we're top rated plus again. We were off top rated completely for a little while.
Well, that could be.
I thought I saw that when I was looking at completed. I'm not 100% sure, but
We are top rated plus.
cool.
But I don't even track if we're off it or on
Yeah, we
it.
were off it like a little while ago, like a couple weeks ago.
I forget why that was.
Yep, I remember. So we were off.
Yeah, we had to talk about that a little while back. So 47 or 48 out the door today. Orders.
Wow. It's quite a few.
And we're 3 in the hole already.
Yeah.
Including 2 Bing Bing $60 orders each while I was at the post office.
Yep. Hitting it hard.
So it's working.
It is.
What you working on, Mr. Gloves?
Yep. You preserve the cloths. If you get your finger oils all over them, they last like a 1/10 as long.
10 times as long.
Well, now they do.
They were lasting as tenth as long. All right. So what do you got there? Filters?
Yeah, pretty annoying to clean. Like you think a lens in front of your element's like that big, so a filter's like 3 times as hard to just clean as a lens.
Are these good ones?
Yeah, Hasselblad.
So they
take a little while, but
so they probably average 30 bucks each or something.
yeah, probably more than that. I mean, the good ones here are 50 each.
Yeah, average. I like averages.
Yeah, average 50 each.
Average 50 each. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna let you go unless you got some, you know, signs to flash or something.
Nope.
Okay. List well. I'll pick often. No,
yeah,
wait.
there you go.
We haven't done any picking in a while.
Nope.
That might be changing.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been going back and forth with somebody that wants to use this old specialized film tank as some sort of nitrogen dip tank. I don't know what he wants to use it for, but I've been measuring this thing within a millimeter, trying to see if it's going to fit what he wants it to do. So I'll put this thing away. By the way, these photography tanks, I gotta go wash my hands. You get your hands in there, some of that stuff's pretty nasty. So just a word of caution, you don't want to put your hands in there and then wipe your eyes. Okay, I got a few things to put away that Wheeler listed, and then I need to lay out some stuff for sorting. Okay, I guess I'm going to show you a couple more sorts that I do here, and then I'll have to get the video on its way, rendering and loading and all that kind of stuff, or I'll not be able to get it uploaded tonight. So these sorts are showing me sort of an insanity we have here because of how much camera stuff we have. We did sort all this stuff at one time in the recent past, but even sorting it like that wasn't enough. I'm going to try, for example, since we have so many camera bodies, these are different pieces of camera outfits, and then a whole bunch of different kind of camera bodies down there. But we have all these Canon AE1s, for example. I'm going to put those all in a tote. We might end up with a whole tote of Canon AE1s, varying in condition from good users to parts cameras. They're you know, they're all good. People rebuild them, people use parts off them. They're one of the most popular, I guess, film cameras right now, I would say, for a beginner. And so at the college level, the course level, beginner level, they're pretty well sought after. Now that's an AV1, which is a little different. AE1, 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 AE1. That's a lot of them, just even 5 of them. And then these down here are newer, a little newer film cameras. And it would be my bet, after testing through these, that a few of these might be worth selling, either because of the model or whatever. Wheeler will confirm this in a few minutes when I bring him down here. But a lot of these I think will probably sell in lots of 3, 4, 5, I'm hoping. I just want to move them out. When there's good stuff, sell it, but I don't want to mess around with a $20 camera that costs me a box and a priority mail envelope, $7.10 to ship. So I'm making 10 bucks if it sticks, if the person likes it. That's just too low end a dollar figure on something like that to risk sending it and then they don't like it, their lenses don't work with it, they cancel the class if it's a photography class, they use it and then want to send it back. I mean, whatever, it's not worth it. But if you sell 3, 4, 5 of them, then somebody is probably getting them and either using them for a photography class or repairing them, restoring them somewhat, and selling them to students. That might be something. I don't know. Let's get Wheeler down here. There's a couple unknowns even in here. Some sort of Mamiya finder thing. Some of these things can be 50 bucks, some of them can be 150 bucks. We sold something today that was sort of like that in a way. From my standpoint, that was 500 bucks. So all those things that look like medium format, large format, finders, viewers, pieces, many of those things are good, and some are even better. Let me get Wheeler.
Stick here.
So what do you think? Bread and butter?
Yeah, pretty decent. There will be a few interesting things in there, like this Universal film and a couple other films.
So you said this film was maybe sealed and from the 1930s?
Yep, late 30s, somewhere in there.
Somebody...
14 exposure film magazine.
And this, my hunch was right on that. That could be a good piece.
That's a real good one, yeah. It depends if it works or not, but still, it's 100 bucks if it doesn't, 150 or 2 if it works.
And 81s, I was telling the crowd here I was going to separate those from you. Those seem to be fan favorites.
Yep, those had like a pretty steady, just kind of like, I don't know, $30 each thing, and then they had a major, just like through the moon spike. Then everybody listed like 4,000 of them. Now they're back down a little bit, but they're still pretty high. So it's a weird thing, but for some reason, at some point, those just became crazy desirable, and now they're still sort of there.
Okay.
Not sure exactly what happened there.
I will tote this up and get you another load to look at.
Yep, I did remember, like, back in the olden days, I mean, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, when the big spike hit, we had 6 of them listed, and they just had not sold for like a year and a half. And then suddenly they all sold within like a month or something. I was like, what just happened? So it's kind of weird.
Well, that's
the start of the spike.
Power of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere there was a mention of them, and it blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a YouTube video.
Because I think they sold okay for a while as college cameras, and then they had a kind of downward thing, and then they went way up. That's what it was. That's why it was really weird. Because we had a while there where we could sell them at all, and then they just flew through the roof.
Right now, AE1s are still good.
Yep.
Okay. Now, out of that whole fiasco there, here's what I get to list. 2 chargers, because I can look them up, I guess. That's what dummies get to list. Now, I've said this a couple of times. I've said it in a couple different ways. I like to buy and sell cameras. I do appreciate some of the history. I do appreciate some of the differences and things and all that. But at the point where that ends and there's an endless talk about them, I start to lose a little patience. And I do love Wheeler, certainly business partner, son, smart guy, camera encyclopedia. And we talk about cameras, but there's this point that you can cross where I gloss over and he gets all excited and I'm like, okay. What I see is 100 totes of this stuff sitting here. What Wheeler sees is a whole different picture that I don't exactly comprehend, and being the understanding person that I am, I have to work through that. It's about all I can say. Okay, I don't know always why I feel like I need to explain myself, but I take a lot of heat sometimes, both ways, whatever. So, I'm a little hypocritical on the camera stuff. I like it as a product. It's a good product for us to buy and sell. Wheeler likes them so much that he is a natural fit as a technician for them. I have the same problem with certain toys, signs, models. I do like to look up the history. I do like to think about them and talk about them a little bit. I do think they're super cool. Maybe the difference is 30 some years of wisdom and knowing I have bills to pay and knowing that this is a business makes me want to cut it off and get down to work and make sure the work's done before the talk is. Talk is second, work is first. At least the mixture percentage needs to be there, and that's not always the case if you sort of lose yourself in what you're doing. So I don't know if that helps. So I do have a couple of totes. This is the first, And this one is so heavy and dense with little lenses. It's the second of totes that I'm considering done, being ready to price. And then I got to find a place to temporarily go with those, or go with those and keep rotating new stuff in to sort, and then priced stuff, estimated stuff out of this area. Okay, next sort. I think I'm warming up a little bit. You know, most of my day I feel like I'm treading water, trying to stay above. I did get 3 items listed today. I got some test strips in, and I listed that trailer that I bought a few episodes ago last week. And then I had supper, good supper, kind of got full, kind of went into an after supper coma, did some school, and then just shifting gears back to this. Sometimes it's like, I don't want to shift gears back to this. I want to go read my book and go to bed. No such luck. Okay, so anyway, this is a mixed bag, and Wheeler's going to give us some insight, and maybe I'll have him pop this thing open. This is some sort of a bicycle camera from the 1890s. They would strap these on the bicycle. Off you go, take some pictures, whatever. Probably not too common, could be worth some money. These are some obscure Leica accessories. There's another Graflex or Speed Graphic. This again could be good. This is from right around the turn of the century. Bergheld, I don't know. And this is neat. This is a #2 Kodak Hawkeye, but this this veneer that they put on there is really interesting. I think it's aftermarket. And then this again is another, it's sort of a box camera, but listed as 1897 to 1899 Poco B Rochester camera. Again, maybe Wheeler will pop that open, maybe not. It's interesting. This kind of stuff here, there's good stuff in here, hit or miss. Some of it's hard to identify, some of it's bits and pieces, and not necessarily the full. I like seeing things like this when they're in these round boxes from the who knows when. And I'll ask, it says 5 times magnifier, somebody penciled on there. This could be 20 bucks, or since it's Elites Wetzlar Germany, depending, it could be 50 or more, but it's kind of neat that it's in the box like that. Who knows what else we got there. It's, you know, it's good stuff. Wheeler will give us some insight. And then I took a bunch of SLR cameras here out of bags, and I looked through the whole bag and took the lens caps and the manuals and the flashes out. And we'll take the lenses off these, and most of these will be bread and butter or better. There's a Canon FTB, Minolta, Pentax K1000s are pretty good. And Wheeler knows which Canon point and shoots are worth a little money. Those are coming back in. Canon movie cameras, for the most part, are fairly durable and pretty good money, so I don't know about that one. And then some kind of a TV lens, which hit or miss. So this video is getting long. Most of you like that. Some of you really like it. Some of you don't, I guess. This is what we get. I'm going to go get Wheeler. Here we go again. Okay, so Wheeler says this is a mixed bag, and of course I kind of knew that. Now this thing, what's that called?
Oh, I didn't even look at it there.
Extended?
Long Focus Cycle Wizard Senior.
Yeah, so it came out of this little box, but the cool part about it is, first of all, it's the color. What's that color?
Well, it's red, and that's
red bellows, wood mahogany, and then it comes out like that far. It's got this
an extra $1 or something for the red bellows.
Whole extension, well, an extra $1 back in 1890.
Oh yeah, so an extra 50 or 100.
So that's pretty cool. We do get stuff like that from time to time, but not very often.
That's the standard bellows length, and then that's the extended. And then they made like triple length bellows. They made like super huge ones for.
So that looks sort of like a box camera, but I knew it opened on the side. So
it's a fairly low end one. It's Rochester Optical Company. It's Poco B. So I mean, mid 1890s. It's pretty cool.
Right.
That's what they say on there. 1897 to 1899.
And
Rochester was the company that was bought out by Kodak in the 1890s. They were bought out in like 1899 or something.
Right.
So that's right before they were bought out. And this is actually a really cool shutter on here.
Air shutter.
It's called the Unicum shutter, but it's got a really unique air mechanism. And this one doesn't work right. I have a YouTube video though that I put on one of these here just because it's really. Now this one has like this crazy spinny thing on it. It's one of the coolest shutter designs I've seen.
Now the Kodak 2 there with the coating on it, that's from Great Britain. You said that was Bakelite.
Yeah, it's Bakelite. It's not actually a coating. It's just the color of it. I'm surprised it's not really chipped or anything, but it is British Kodak, I guess is what you call it. That's just one you don't see very often. Number 2 Hawkette. I don't know what it's worth, but Kodak, just never know.
And then you said this stuff is all over the map. Some of it could be really good, and most of it's bread and butter.
Yeah, it's funny. These couple of Minolta lenses here, 120 each. And actually, I didn't see these 3 right here. Let me check what those are quickly. Those could be the money. Yeah, I bet so. I bet these are $100 each.
Yeah.
At least.
And then a bunch of this stuff is lot up, and then a bunch of that stuff down there.
One good one, there's one not good one on that one. So I'm not sure that's a good
bread
one
and butter.
Yep.
A few pieces in here will be worth money.
Pocket Wizard's $200 if it works, but who knows?
I thought there was that the Nikon cord system thing?
Oh, it's cool. Nope, see that's the thing. There's no actual thing in there. If there was something in there, it'd be worth big money. I mean, they had $150 on it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's not in there.
I don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, I do know what it looks like. It's the Nikon relay for the F36 motor drive, but it's not in there.
Okay. So we can just sell the packaging for $10.
It. Yeah, that looks almost like it.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that might be it. Yeah, I'll have to double check, but I think that might be what
That'll be good.
Yep.
Well, I won't sell that for you then.
And then here's your Canon Speedlight 430EX2. They still sell these. I think they're retail $350, and you probably get $150 for a used one.
Yep. Okay, now we have to divide this stuff. I want half of it. I want it to divide it in 3 parts. 1 part throw away.
All of it.
And
just shovel it off. We're done.
Well, we can just split it by table then. Which table do you want to throw away?
Maybe that one.
And then you get 1 table and I get 1 table.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
That's how it works.
Third. Triage. All right, here we go. All right, Wheeler just pulled this out and I'll show it.
It's an unmarked box because it's a dealer thing. Like, it's not meant to be sold at retail.
Dealers only.
Dealers only. And there he is right there.
Yeah.
These vary a little bit. I mean, some of them go for big
it?
money. It's a gelatin filter holder for like a real long lens. It actually slots in the back. And when a lens has too big of a front filter thread, you can't screw a giant filter on there. For this little one in the back. So that's how it works. They vary a little bit.
I think that goes for some.
Probably $150.
$150 for that little goober?
They vary, but that one's pretty good.
They vary around $150.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I didn't get too much to list out of there, and I knew that would be the case. A lot of this stuff, maybe not a lot, but some of this stuff he needs to look up in order to understand how we're going to list it. This stuff, half of it at least is lot up, and then there's some good pieces in there. And then what we did is we tested we hemmed and hawed a little over these totes. The one with the Pentexes and the metal SLR bodies. I gave him the number of bodies in there. I said 15 to 20 bodies, and I told him what a couple of them were in there, and he gave me a few numbers on those, and we came up with $35 a body average. And I took the low number, which is 15. 15 puts us at about $500 at 35 a body, give or take. So that's a very conservative retail number. That helps me. And then this one, 60 to 80 lenses. He picked a few out right away that were $100, $150. I know there's a bunch in there that are either lot up or obscure. He said $30 a lens. 30 times 60 is $1,800. 30 times 80 lenses is $2,400. I think 30 is conservative. I think there's 60 lenses. $30 is conservative. I think there's 60 or more lenses in there. I still put $1,500 on there just to be conservative. I want to be conservative, and then that's just a better way to go. There's money once these things are cleaned up, tested, and listed properly. If I was to list these totes, untested cameras, the $35 average would go down to like a $15 or $20 average. On the lenses, half of them I just would lot up and maybe even run at auction and do okay on. I probably could identify some of the more expensive ones if I took the time. I bet if Wheeler would list that at $1,500 and be reasonably on track with that, he probably is going to list it more at like $2,000 or more. But if he was to list it at $1,500, I probably would be more like at $600 or $700. So that's why it pays to have experience. He puts the keywords in there that attract the exact people. Typically, we sell lots of items, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 items to middle people. And sometimes we even sell the real good stuff to middle people that then again resell it to somebody in another country. So that's just how we do it. So after all this work, I finally got 2 totes that I can take care of. Now somebody, I've had a lot of comments on totes and what I do with those and such. And I'm a little out of sorts on my cardboard. But what I do with my totes, where'd it go? Oh, what I do with my totes is I fill them right up to the rim and not above. And then, I've just got some cardboard. I can set a flat piece of cardboard on there and I can stack those in a bundle, 3 wide, 6 long, whatever. I can go 4, 5, 6 high if I'm really careful and I get maybe a wall on one side. And so even though the lens one there is not full, it's already like 50 pounds. It's a lot of metal and glass in there. That's a heavy one, so I'm gonna quit there. It also, if I put more in there and Wheeler takes that into his office, he can't spread it out on his desk up there, so it doesn't make any sense. So I'm trying to give him a little closer to bite-sized totes, but that one is still crazy. If it's 60 lenses in there, it's too much. And all these cameras, that's borderline a lot too. He likes to have stuff all around him, everywhere, but I see him bogging down on some of that. And so I have the 40,000 foot view, and sometimes Wheeler has the 4-inch view. Maybe this is why we part of why we're successful, and also part of why we're a little crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do one more sort after I get this stuff stowed on camera, and I might even wrap it up. I've got some other things off camera I needed to do in my office before I go to bed. Okay, so you thought you've seen a lot of cameras. Oh yeah, you ain't seen nothing. So these are all Minoltas. There's a few Canons in there. Lenses, mishmash, miscellaneous cameras. Where was that black AE1? There he is. Canon AE1, hope that works. Black AE1s go for a premium, I believe. I'll ask Wheeler about that on camera if I remember. Some other ones are like that. They had models that were common, and then they had models that they didn't make as many. Some were upgrades, and some they just didn't make as many. And people want them now. Collectors want the things that are cool and scarce. These are kind of interesting. We'll see if Wheeler remembers these at all. Watches and cameras. They're the first watch camera, spy camera, whatever. Mass market, at least that's how they're built. Lenses, some strobo custom brackets, heads, you name it. So this kind of stuff, again, there's going to be a bunch of lot up stuff. There is some testing. Most of this stuff goes pretty well. It's bread and butter with, if this is 100 pieces, half of it could be lotted up, I bet. 40 of the remaining 50 pieces are good bread and butter standalone, and then 10 pieces here probably are $100 each, something like that. So that would be my estimate. And what do I know? I just work here. Let me get Wheeler. Okay, so I think I got Wheeler figured out now.
Yeah, I'd say all but these ones here are going to be
pretty good.
Up.
So that's an A1. Canon
Yep.
A1 in black is still pretty good.
Yep, that's the standard color. I don't think they made one silver, except maybe a prototype or something.
And then you like the black Canon FTB.
We have 2 FTBs here, and the black ones of certain camera models. Certain Canon models are pretty rare. We had a Pelix in black we sold for $700 and some a while back.
Yeah.
It's a rare one.
The FTB is more in the $100 plus range.
Yep, they made 500 of the Pelixes in black, and of the FTBs, I think they made like 3,000 as compared to maybe the 20 or 30,000 of the standard ones. So
Yeah.
maybe even a different ratio, and that may even crazier. But
And we've only found
they make a lot.
one of those.
One other one. Yep.
Right.
So $150 on that or something.
And then
more
let's
common than
see,
some.
what else did you say down here? Oh, you like that one lens?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really high-end lens. The funny story is, this was my first camera lens when I was like rolling in the money right at the start or whatever. I bought one of these for $650 from wide, the exact same lens.
That exact one is it.
Well, it's a Nikon mount, but yeah, but that type of lens, the exact
So
lens right there.
$100 if it doesn't work,
Mhm.
couple hundred if
couple
it
hundred
does.
if it works. But man, I was stupid back then. That was
Wow.
a really bad buy.
Okay.
It's not a good lens at all.
Any other words of wisdom?
Nope, just don't buy that lens if you're starting
Okay,
out.
we're going to look at this
It's not worth the
tote.
money.
Don't unwrap the thing in the bubble wrap. That's that stinky Volcar.
Oh no.
I touched it again. That thing,
Oh, no.
I felt like throwing it out.
Mm.
All right, I got to talk to Wheeler for a minute. Here, I'll be back. Okay, so we looked at this one and broke it down. $700 for that tote as a conservative retail number. I'm going to box up all this stuff. I guess I picked up a couple film backs to lot up. Woohoo! And maybe a few manuals to throw out, and hippie straps are always good. I like to sell them in a lot, $2-3 a piece. Some people hold out for a lot more. I don't care. We used to sell stuff like that individually, and maybe we priced it too high, so it hung around forever and it just was annoying. You know, so maybe my knee jerk is the other way and just liquidate. Maybe some of you are starting to see my dilemma. We have too much stuff. Can you ever have too much stuff? We have a lot of stuff, and I need to get rid of as much of the low-end stuff as I can. I just don't have room for it. I want to list it, I want to sell it, I want to move it out, I want to separate it from everything else, I want to list it, sell it, move it out. I'm doing more than, somewhere between $2,000 and $2,500 a month now on the low-end camera channel. That's pretty good. I probably am going to be able to do that another month here. It's looking like with, so far I've got like 3-4 totes of stuff that I can sort through and find a few nickels to rub together and get that stuff out. The rest of this stuff, it is going to pay to go through and double sort it like this and get it in totes where we can price it and break it down into the right tote for the right day. Whatever Wheeler's feeling like on a given day or two in a row. So overall, got a little bit done tonight, got enough done tonight, feel good about it. I did start right after 6 a.m. this morning, and although it's not all eBay work, it's not all business work, I've been going pretty solid since then. So I'm on hour 17 with maybe an hour to hour and a half of downtime. Depends what you call downtime. My downtime, I go out and I hang with my kids and I run. Oh, and I did my push-ups. I need to do my sit-ups yet. Man, it's late for that. Woo, Mondays can be like that. So, tomorrow will be more of the same. If you like looking at lots of camera stuff like this, boy, this is going to go on for days yet. I don't know what else to do, what else to show you. This is what I'm doing. So I don't dread this. I'm really glad I'm getting down to doing this. It's going to be nice once it's all sorted. I have mixed feelings about it because I see a lot of undeveloped merchandise here, a lot of stuff that we need to get listed and moved. I see some stuff that I need to work through. It's all working out about what I'm thinking. I'm willing and ready to be done with this sort and then blast through the camera stuff that I should get done with. My big excitement after that other than having momentum and have pretty good order flow, is I'm going to get out and look for some stuff that I like to list. The key is going to be to not pick up too much more camera stuff. Duh. If you think this sort is crazy, oh my gosh. Just wait until whenever we get the other stuff back here. It's the same thing. It's crazier stuff. It's different stuff. They only made like 10,000 million. That's kind of a good number. 10,000 million. Somewhere between 10,000 and a million different camera things. And I think we've got a little bit of all of it. Okay. Bottom line, I feel very fortunate, blessed, etc. Everything we get to do here. It doesn't mean it's not work. It doesn't mean that I haven't put myself on the line at some point for this. You know, there's a dynamic work / stress / excitement. So if you at all are overwhelmed by what I'm showing you here, you got to understand there's that factor. And we're old hat at this. And the reality factor of this is it's a lot to break down into bite-sized pieces, and it's a lot to get out there for sale. All the steps. So it's a good problem to have. I know I'm flip-flopping back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to wind this up for sure. I got a few things to put away here. And tomorrow's another day to fight. Pick well list often, and I appreciate all the comments. I read them all. I had to ban somebody recently. If you're somebody that likes to comment on the negative side, I'm watching you. If you go off on me, if you say things that are like attacks on me or just stupid, depending on my mood, I might ban you. It's just how it is. So I had to ban somebody from the comments. I'm not sorry about it, and I'm not threatening anybody other than why. I asked for constructive criticism, right? Somebody crossed the line. But thanks for all the positive comments. Thanks for all the constructive comments. I appreciate those. Thumbs up. And subscribe, right? Thanks for watching. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.